Good afternoon, afternoon. Good evening. My name is Olivia. I go by Olivia K on Facebook, Ollie K on Instagram, and Warmium 9800 on Reddit. So I typically talk about nursing related stuff, and on the side, I talk about reality TV shows or shows that you recommend I should watch. Nobody's recommended anything to me yet, so I am going to just talk about whatever comes to mind. So tonight I'm just going to talk about Love is Blind season 5 and 6. So I've just done 1 through 4, and they are on a playlist. It's a whole series just because there's so many seasons of Love is Blind as already comes out, or already came out rather. So and it's a way for me to decompress and not talk about nursing all the time. But if you ever need me to look at your CPR report or nursing related stuff, or go over like NCLEX related tips for RN and PN, feel free to message my platform. So on Olivia K on Facebook, Ollie K Instagram, and also YMEM 9800 on Reddit. That's where you'll find me. Okay, so I'm going to go on talk about season 5. Season 5 I was excited for because of how good season 4 was to me. Little did I know I wasn't going to like it that much. I mean, drama wise for most people it was great, but I was like, no, there's only like two couples. That's kind of sad to me. This is just too messier than I anticipated. So I'll tell you the players of the season, okay? So we had Lydia, who I wasn't a fan of. There's just something about her that kind of irked me. And I just the relationship between her and Aaliyah is what kind of gave me the ick. And I'll explain it once I get to the love triangle between her, Aaliyah, and Douchey. Yes, I meant to call him Douchey because he's a douchebag, and he still is to this day. Then we had Milton. I used to like him. He's a douchebag now, so we'll get into him after I'm done recapping the reunion, or as much. Then you had Stacy and Izzy. A lot of people aren't really fans of Stacy, but I don't have any problem with her. Stacy, she liked what she liked. I don't know. And then to me, Izzy was a liar. I don't understand why so many people had so much hate for Stacy. I personally didn't hate Stacy, but it's what it is. So yeah, they're not together anymore. They weren't together towards the end. They stayed as long as they could. And then there's Taylor and JP. And oh my god, JP's an asshole. And who knows? So the way he behaved towards Taylor. The thing is, so I've said in my many videos before, you're allowed to have preferences. It's just the way he went about it, and it was just a piece of shit. And Taylor did not deserve any of that. Sorry, this thing's my way. So yeah, there was three, then two couples. How sad is that? This season was so pathetic. Okay, pathetic. I can't decide whether this or season or the rest of the season, except for 10, was the worst. This is where I was like, all right, we'll never get a Lauren, Cameron, or Brett or Tiffany ever again. Okay, then there are other players involved, so I don't want to forget anyone else. Renee, who we didn't get to see, and I think to me, had they had Renee and Carter on the show, had we had them, it would have been a little more interesting to me. I would have enjoyed it even more, personally. And had I seen a lot more of Miriam, but I don't think she picked anybody, I would have enjoyed it. Miriam was actually one of my favorite people on the season. And she wasn't even like the main cast. How crazy. Then Douchey. I will say no more. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I still don't like this guy. Still to this day. Then Aaliyah. So I loved Aaliyah a lot. Sweet, sweet girl. My whole problem is that she did not stand up for herself when it came to Douchey. But what I was also seeing on Reddit is that Douchey, yes, I'm going to keep calling him that. I'm not calling him by his government name. He was a douche to other women too, apparently, and you could see a pattern. I'm just like, man, oh please, because if it were me, Douchey would not. The way you saw how Miriam was like finally giving it back to him, to Douchey, even though he was trying to get under her skin, saying that she's not a real scientist or something. She did, and I wish more women could stand up to him, because I know he couldn't play the shit with a real African woman. He can get away with it with any other woman, but with an African, he wouldn't try. He ain't shit anyways. His coward ass didn't even come to the reunion. What a pathetic piece of shit. So that's as much as I. Oh no. Then there's another love story. You see, I'm just trying to piece everything together because this is such a pathetic season. And then you had Chris and that brown hair girl, the one that Izzy was like trying to. I forgot her name. You guys can put in the comments. I couldn't care less about her, but the one that Izzy was going to like propose to her or whatever, and it didn't work out. With her, she was a lot, because she's like saying all these things, trauma dumping on Izzy, and then Izzy's like, no, I can't do this. This is too much, and it didn't even work out. Then she dumped Chris. Then she magically got back with him again, or some shit like that, and then for some reason they didn't work out again. I was just like, because he apparently cheated on her. I'm like, I can't take this season seriously. It's like kind of hard for me to review this, because this season was a joke. It was. And guess what? Johnny. Johnny was her name. Johnny. Because I'm just like, I'm trying to remember her name, and I'm like, Johnny. This cast was the perfect hot mess. If you want a real hot mess, this was it. Because I'm just like, two love triangles that ended up being a joke. Okay. Then you had Aaliyah, Lydia, and Douchey. So here was a big twist. Douchey dated Lydia, and they didn't know they were going on the show. I think they kind of knew. I think they sort of knew. I had a feeling, some sort of inclination. Then Aaliyah was part of it. And then, so, Aaliyah had the dates with Douchey. And here's one thing that really stuck out to me as a thumb, and why I call Douchey a douchey. So he asks Aaliyah if she's ever cheated. She was honest about it. And you know what? Side note, when you cheat on your partner, you're shitty for that. I don't know what the circumstances. It's never okay to cheat. Walk away. Just walk. Just leave. But anyway, she had her reasons. She cheated on the boyfriend at the time. Then Douchey was, calling her accountable, sure, whatever. But come to find out, is a cheater too. I'm like, at the time, I would see people defending Douchey, and I'm just like, okay, listen, I get that you are happy that he held Aaliyah to fire. Fine, but he's a cheater too. So that takes away any credibility from him. He cheated too. So are you fucking stupid? How are you any better than Aaliyah? You're fucking ridiculous. And to be honest, Aaliyah she does not owe him anything, and she still doesn't to this day. Oh my god. And, you know, he made her cry. She goes, and then Lydia comforts her. Great. And you know, it's so sad. I really loved their friendship at the time, and it was so sweet. Turns out, Lydia and Douchey dated, and I forget how Aaliyah finds out. I think, did Lydia tell her? I think Lydia told her. Douchey didn't. And her and Lydia and Douchey had like a spotty sort of relationship. Oh my God. I don't even know why I'm reviewing because I had to go in chronological order. But this, honestly, I think this was my worst season because I'm barely like wanting to talk about it. But long story short, you know, Lydia goes and talks to Douchey. They make up, whatever, and they're talking. Great. And then I think Lydia told Aaliyah that she dated Douchey, and then Lydia. So see, this is where I'm like, I just stopped any kind of feeling for Lydia. She goes, oh, well, he has this doggy, he has this cat, this car, he drives it, da 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 da. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you kidding me? And Aaliyah kept saying, stop, I don't want to know this. I don't want to know this. She just would not shut up. So apparently it got worse after that editing piece. Then Aaliyah left. Good. I was happy. Aaliyah, you should stay gone. Then the next episode, he finds out Aaliyah left. I was happy because I'm like, good. You're a narcissistic piece of shit, so you deserve to feel bad. Then what does he do? He calls her up, and then Aaliyah answers it. I'm like, why are you giving him a tiny time of day? Why would you do that? I was so disappointed. Why, Aaliyah? Why? Then he berated her on the phone when she should have just hung up on his ass. I'm like, damn, Aaliyah, thank God that it wasn't me, because I would block this number. I would curse him out one, and would not even let him have any chance to talk, and then I would block him, hung up on his ass. I would have, because I don't have time for that shit. I really don't. Okay, so they meet up. I'm so livid with Aaliyah. Why? I just don't get why Aaliyah. So they meet up, and then they talk, and they so-called ended, but they actually, turns out they dated. And guess what? She wasn't even his type. Am I surprised? No. I'm just like, what the actual... Okay. Well, I'm glad she's not with him anymore. She's happily married now, by the way. Yay! She's happy. She's happily married to someone else, and she looked so beautiful on her wedding day. I'm just glad she didn't have with that douche. I don't care how douchey's doing. I never want to even have his name come out of my mouth again like that. But anyways, then Miriam cursed out douche. I was so happy. That made me excited. Yes. So okay. So we're focusing on two couples, right? So Stacy and Izzy, they date, and he's not honest about his finances to her, and he's lying to her. And it's like, you know what, Izzy, the fact that you sit and lied to her face, I don't blame her for saying no to you. I don't. You're ridiculous too. I can't believe people were sticking up and feeling bad for Izzy. Like, he was a good-looking bald guy. Yeah, he's a good-looking guy, but he was dishonest. That would have been enough for me to say no, too. Anyway, they didn't last. Then Lydia and Milton, they lasted. I don't know how or why they lasted. Don't get it. And, okay. Spoiler alert, they're divorced. I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised they lasted long enough. Okay. Then the reunion came through, and the reunion, womp womp. Why? Because Douchey didn't even come. Aaliyah came. I'm glad she did. And Lydia was like trying to make some excuse of why she treated Aaliyah like the way she did, and she's like, I can't read the room. Of course you didn't. You're pathetic. And you embarrassed Aaliyah. You and Douchey. Douchey was just cowardly enough and smart enough not to come because he knew he wouldn't take accountability. He doesn't know how to do that. Probably still doesn't know how to know. So season 6, done. Great. Then we go on to season 5, done. Great. Then we go on to season 5, which I actually liked a little more. However, it was still shit. Okay, so for season 6, you actually did have couples. You had more than one, more than two actually. So Amy and Johnny, they're still married. I follow both of them. They're so sweet. They're cute. Love that they're still together. Adie and Clay. Oh dear. Okay, we'll get into them. You had Chelsea and Jimmy, I guess. Laura and Jeremy. I'm not even laughing at Laura. Jeremy will get to. Then Brittany and Ken. Whatever. And I'm going to add one more player to this. Well, two more actually. Jessica and a Bureau girl, the inhaler girl bye. And then there's one more I wanted to add. Sarah. Okay. So let me break down each couple. So Amy and Johnny, I already said what I had to say. They're sweet, cool. Adie and Clay. It was painfully obvious that Clay did not want to be married. He wasted Adie's time, but I suspect Adie knew he did not like her. So you know what this reminds me about? Barteeth and Nancy. Barteeth made it very painfully obvious he did not want to be with Nancy. So it's the same thing here with Adie and Clay. I'm just like, Adie, stand up. Stand up. You know that Clay does not like you. You can tell he does not like you. You can tell he's not into it. They don't work out great. I kind of knew they wouldn't. Then you had Chelsea and Jimmy. I think they're still friends, so good for them. Chelsea gave me a headache when I watched her in the show. I'm just like, Chelsea. See, at first, I did not like Jimmy. I was not a fan because of the way Jimmy. I felt like Jimmy's trying to play two of the girls, Chelsea and Jessica, and he just something about him just gave me dick. So then Chelsea, then he got with Chelsea. Cool. I'm like, all right, let's just see how they go. Oh yeah, I was going to mention Trevor, but I'm not going to even mention him because he does not deserve my energy. He's not worth my time. Not worth mentioning. But thank God Chelsea and Trevor didn't end up being together. So Chelsea and Jimmy. Then Chelsea became so insufferable. I'm just like, Chelsea, what? Why? She just kept having little arguments, and see, that's why shout out to Tammy Talks called Chelsea Big Goofy because Chelsea was doing the most, okay, the most. And thank God they didn't last. I think Jimmy did the right thing ending things when he did with her. So I think they're still friends now. Good for them. Chelsea looked pretty cute at their reunion for season 10. Good for her. Laura and Jeremy. Laura was kind of annoying to me at one point. But I did feel so bad because of how Jeremy treated Laura. Here's my problem with Jeremy. So I keep saying this again and again. People are allowed to have preferences and like who they want. My thing is, Jeremy, you knew you wanted Sarah. You knew you wanted her. but you choose Laura and you lead her on. And you are so stupid. You had your thing. Laura tracked you, you fucking idiot. Oh my god. Then don't get me started. Just Keys was funny though. Oh my god. You see, that should have been a meme. I wish they mentioned that on the reunion. That was funny. Because they had this whole meet up at the lake house or whatever. And then Laura's telling Jeremy off after she broke shit off with him. So good for her on that. So after she tells him off, and then Jeremy's like, I'm sorry. Do you know what he does next? He goes on the jet skis with Sarah, and they're so stupid. They both deserved each other. I don't think they're together anymore. I don't think so, but I don't care. They're both losers in my eyes. Losers. And then there was Brittany and okay, so this is the thing with Love is Blind. The way they doctor so much storylines on the show, you can almost kind of tell. But at first, I guess, Brittany and Ken were great, but it didn't show them breaking up authentically. So apparently they broke up off screen and they redid it for the cameras. So I don't really know what to think about their thing. It was just so dumb. It was so stupid. It was ridiculous. Okay. Then I think that's it, because I don't, like I said, I'm not going to talk about Trevor. He can go to hell. The only update I really have is that 80 is with this other guy from Love is Blind, but in the UK, and they got married and they have a baby. I hope they're still doing well. 80 looked very beautiful in her wedding dress. Yes, I follow her, but I got annoyed seeing her interviewing on the Love is Blind. I'm like, I don't need to see past contestants, okay? And I've stopped watching Love is Blind after season 10, but going forward, nobody wants to see past contestants. I don't even watch 80's podcast. I don't even watch it. I mean, I'm sure she does a decent job, but I don't care. I don't care about you interviewing other people. I don't care. I don't give a shit. So, anywho, the reunion. So now I do have to bring up Trevor. So, again, people thought that when Nick Lachey was going after Chris from season 10, that's his first time holding a person accountable. No, wrong. He held Trevor accountable, and rightfully so. And you know what ticks me off? There's too many pick-me's that are defending all these people that do such awful shit behind the scenes. And then they want to defend them because, they have a pretty face. Trevor threatened porn on his ex-girlfriend, okay? There's a whole thing of it on Reddit. Because guess what? I liked Trevor first, and I wanted Chelsea and Trevor together. Then I found out the truth, and the moment I did, my mind switched. I'm like, no, he needs to be held to the fire. I don't want to talk about Trevor anymore. He's a piece of shit. He deserved to be red. Moving on. And then Sarah Ann and Jeremy got red for filth. Sarah's the only female aside from Irina that was red for filth. Most of the times the women are never held accountable, which bugs the hell out of me. Zanab will never be because she's the forever victim. What joke. So, no, Sarah Ann did rightfully get red because she's a loser. Her and Jeremy, like I said, they deserved each other. Clay's a moron. To be honest, he didn't want to be married. You can tell he didn't want to be married. He's just on a show for free drinks, and I think it was getting paid. I don't know. Then 80 should have just woke up and realized he didn't want you. I think she wanted a date with someone else. So before all of the other stuff in between. She was with some other guy, Matthew. I don't think he's weird. I think he was edited. Unpopular opinion, I think it was just edited weird. I don't know. She wanted to date with him. Good for him. It didn't work out cool. And she's with Ollie Sutherland. I don't watch Love is Blind from any other countries. I don't know. And Jessica, I actually liked her at a reunion. I like the fact that she stood on business with Sarah, and then she was a girl's girl, but apparently she wasn't girls in that stupid show. Whatever. I don't even want to review that show either, and because I just don't want to see some of these other past contestants. Perfect Match. There you go. She was ridiculous on Perfect Match. I don't even want to watch that show. I'm not going to. Same with the Kardashians. I won't even waste my time. And yeah, I think that's about it. So everyone was calling out Jeremy and Sarah Ann. Great. Trevor got called out. Perfect. And I think that's about it. Did I miss anything? No. But yeah, I think season 5 and 6 were the 2 worst seasons. I hate to say this. Season 7 actually I enjoyed, so I can't wait to cover that one. In season 8 I didn't care about. Season 9 and then 10 I am looking forward to covering season 10 though. Season 7 and 10 were good, but they weren't the best. They're good. All right, so that's it for tonight. I will probably talk about let's see. Yeah, so I'll do 7, 8 later this week or next week, and just let me know whether TV shows or documentary or reality show I should cover. If not, just cover whatever comes to mind. So I might do Love After Lockup, because I haven't even finished it. It's actually not too bad. It's interesting. I might do that, or I might probably get into 90 Day Fiance and cover that too. You let me know. Anyways, take care. Bye.